that gets us to my team, who 3-1 series. So you think, okay, the Spurs probably largely have handled business as a 2 seed. But it's been a very tumultuous road to a 3-1 series lead. You know, you win game 1, Wemby gets concussed in game 2, you blow the lead in game 2, and the Pistons have like a 15-point lead in the third quarter in game 3, and I'm sitting there, and the thoughts I've heard, the thoughts and doubts are starting to creep in. You know what I've heard from everyone of like, how good is this team really outside of Wemby? Is this team too young to win? We can't find any sort of good offense right now. Castle's struggling. The wings aren't really hitting great shots. Like, were the haters or the doubters right? And then the guys start to step up like you kind of hoped they would if you were a Spurs fan and like you trusted and like you've seen them do all season. And Dylan Harper, who's already, heating up a little bit, Scoot scores on him, jaws at him, gets in his face, gets a tech, and then Dylan Harper just goes nuclear down the stretch, career high. You come back from down 15 in Game 3 and win that one. If y'all haven't seen Dylan Harper's baseline dunk on Robert Williams, I recommend looking it up because it's just legitimately insane that a rookie guard pulls that off and is hitting threes down the stretch. And, energy is contagious. Carter Bryant played great defense in that game down the stretch as a small ball option. And the Blazers just wilt, and you win that game. And then Game 4, oh, sick, Wemby's back. But then, wait, you're down 17 at halftime, and the Blazers are getting good looks, and the Spurs offense looks confused. Wemby's not really hitting shots. You can't get him going. The guards are a little stuck. And then second half starts, and all of a sudden, by the end of the game, I have the numbers here. You outscore the Raptors, or not the Raptors, what the heck? The Blazers 73-35 in the second half. Wemby's defense is unreal in the second half. He finishes with 11 stocks, 7 blocks, 4 steals. He has 7 dunks in the game. You get the alley-oop game, the pick-and-roll game going in the second half, which I just want to touch on that real quick. The fact that at 7'5", whatever he is, his body control and hands are good enough that, like, for a lot of guys that are that big, you have to throw a pretty perfect lob, even though they have theoretically such big catch radius, because their coordination is just not great. They can't adjust in the air if the ball's thrown kind of a little bit off, or they may just drop it. Not at all the case for him. You just throw that thing anywhere near the rim, he's going to catch it and throw it down. He does that. De'Aaron Fox ends up with what? Can you read? 27 is what he finished with?
28.
28. It's great down the stretch, getting to the basket, hitting big threes. And not even just, his offense, but once again, based off Wemby's defense. Like, you just shut down the Blazers in the second half. They can't get anything going, and that's really where the offense then starts from, because you're getting good transition looks. Your shooters are hitting threes. The energy is contagious, and you just dominate them in the second half and win. And you're up 3-1. And that's why I say it's been a little tumultuous, because you've had to make multiple double-digit comebacks. But at the same time, watching them, they're kind of a couple of the easiest double-digit comebacks I've ever seen. Like, they both kind of happen like that. And I think that speaks to the Blazers, and I'll get to you, JP, of like, I like a lot of the pieces on this Blazers team, honestly. Klingon, who's really actually not had that good of a series. Robert Williams has been much better than him. They match up with the Spurs really well when Robert Williams is on the floor from like an on-off, a plus-minus standpoint. They just don't really have anything aside from him. But Klingon's still young. He's growing. I like him as a piece. We've had a couple good Scoot games in this series. Drew Holiday's been great. Denny Avdia's, shown some flashes. Like, I think there's a lot of pieces here. I just don't think this team's ready to win yet. I think they're really the too young team in this series. Of like, they're probably the team that's really still a year away and maybe another piece away.
They may be a year or two away,
Correct.
And they may need to add some kind of veteran piece.
A Giannis,
maybe.
And so I guess I say that to be like
Damian Lillard returning.
There's a lot to be happy of if you're a Blazers fan. I've liked what I've seen from them. Just at the end of the day, you played a team that won 60 games in the regular season, and they've kind of showed that down the stretch in these games. And so, yeah, nothing to really be ashamed of.
I think the Spurs are the wild card of the postseason at this point. Now that I've seen them play 4 postseason games, because I had no clue what they were going to look like. The fact that we have seen guys like Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle do what they did in Game 3, have those kind of scoring outputs. The fact that we've seen, Wemby in his 2 healthy games have the kind of scoring output that he had, even when he struggles for a first half in the Game 4.
Yeah.
Still be, he's just, He's so good defensively. He alters so many shots, and he's done that the entire series so far. The fact that they have been able to win a game without Wemby and win a game on the road where they respond after basically kind of choking game two in the fourth quarter. The fact that in game four they were able to show, okay, we can go down early and then literally go 33-16 and 40-19 in the two quarters in the second half. They are a complete wild card. Because they can't, for one, they can put themselves in the spot where they choke a lead in this game two, or they're down like they are in game four. But for two, they are showing that they're able to overcome those things. I do think we're on a collision course for Spurs Thunder in the
Agreed.
conference finals, and when we get there, I'm really curious to see the Spurs were able to, and unfortunately gave these spots to the Blazers. Are the Thunder going to give the Spurs those games back? That's something I want to
Probably not.
probably not,
Yeah.
and so I think that is where like the Spurs that may end up being their downfall because at least to this point we haven't seen the game where they really kind of dominated it the full way through.
Sure.
I guess you could kind of argue game one was like that, but on the other hand, they have a 4-1 series lead over the Thunder so far this season, so they
Yeah.
kind of have the Thunder's number. I can't wait for that series. That's still 3 weeks away, 2 weeks away. But the Spurs are a full wild card. I think they could win the championship. I think they could flame out and lose to Timberwolves in the next round.
Yeah.
But the fact that they are this good offensively, individually at times, and then as good as they are defensively, especially in the second half in Game 4, I do think makes them so dangerous. They win if they play the Thunder in the conference finals. It'll be the best team the Thunder have played in the postseason.
Yeah.
I think in including going back to playing that Mavericks team with Luka Doncic. So it'll be the biggest test for that Thunder team in the postseason.
Yeah. I can't wait. And it is just like I probably glazed him 18 different podcasts on this episode. His jersey's hanging up behind me. He's the jersey I choose to hang up. I have an Acuna jersey. He's one of my favorite players of any sport ever. But like the Wemby jersey's got to be there.
It's literally up there for our top content the last 48 hours.
We glazed Wemby for 15 minutes 33 seconds. It's unreal the impact he has defensively. It's simply different than like, oh, he had a good defensive game. It's like he was so good defensively that Denny Avia keeps driving and beating his man and then can't even put up a shot because he knows Wemby's there, and so it's like I don't even know what to do. And it's the thing of like because he has that impact, the rest of the Spurs defenders know it. So it's not even a thing of like there's no panic when someone like beats a defender into the paint because they know Wemby's there. So there's no all of a sudden like mad scramble to help at the rim. So then when Denny beats his man and then looks up and he sees an alien there, everyone else has stayed true to their man, and so there's not like an obvious kick out 3 pass for Denny. It's like a basically complete reset of the offense. You just don't get the normal shots you want. And Denny's not like a top 5 player in the world, but like he's been one of the best drivers in the league this season. He can get shots over most of the big men in the league. It's just simply different with Wemby, and you don't really understand it until you watch a game and watch a second half like that, where even like blocks Robert Williams off the dump off pass from Denny, and the recovery time's insane, and he blocks him. And if you look when he first makes contact with the ball in Robert Williams' hands, his feet are like an inch off the ground, maybe. Like he doesn't really have to jump. Like stuff like that is just crazy. It's insane to watch, and I can't wait to watch whether it's the Timberwolves or the Nuggets next series, or hopefully we do get that Thunder series. Like I can't wait to watch Shea and that fantastic Thunder team trying to figure that out in a 7-game series.
Yeah, it is going to be fascinating. Spurs Game 5's tomorrow, right? Do you think they get it done tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we get it done tomorrow. We're back at home. I think just choking those back-to-back leads for Portland, I don't think they're like going to come out and just get crushed. I have too much respect for what they've done this series to say that. But I think it's just going to be really hard for them to like yeah, just have any sort of crazy momentum. And then also, once again, their 5-man lineup with Robert Williams is really good, but we've just kind of cooked other lineups, and you can't play Robert Williams 48 minutes a game. So
I'll ask this question to you: do you think would you prefer the Nuggets Timberwolves series to end as soon as possible tonight, or continue? Would you rather the Spurs, let's say, win Game 5 tomorrow,
sure.
the rest, or would you rather immediately get ready to start the next series as soon as possible? Would you rather there be rust and rest?
I'd rather just get it going.
Okay,
I think
I agree.
In my eyes, we're the second best team in the West, and so I think as second best team in the West, we don't need to try and play like mind games or be like, oh, let's hope that we get more rest than the Nuggets or Timberwolves, which one they're both already beat up, but like get more beat up and more tired, and so we get to face them when they're tired and we're fresh. It's like, no, I think we're better anyway, so I'll just let us keep rolling, and I'll take them fresh versus fresh. For audio listeners, my fresh there was in quotation marks because at this point in the season, everyone's a little beat up, right? But yeah, just let them go in and finish it too.